And hello.
Hello.
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's good,
You guys,
boys?
I need to know if we're on YouTube because I can't check it because I forgot I haven't even subscribed to us.
Oh,
That's a good thought. I'm assuming.
yeah.
It said we should be, but you know, I'm just wanting to make sure, I guess. Hopefully everything played.
Oh, that was cool. I saw it. That was
okay,
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was great, man. That's an awesome intro.
Nice. Cool. I just wanted to make sure everything went. So here we are. We're here. That's right.
We're here, guys.
We are on.
We're
there, man.
Oh, that's
there.
awesome. The Pic Bar. We're here. You know, I guess without any further ado, you have myself, Thor 2012. Who wants to take it next?
Green Geek 88.
And Yimbo reviews everything.
That's right. And Yimbo reviews everything, has his own YouTube, so check that out because he reviews everything. So
I try.
Yep.
I try as much as I have the time.
You multitask.
Yeah, try it.
No,
Speaking of which, there's my the next one I'm cracking open.
Now, where did you pick him up at?
I pre-ordered him back when he launched through the Walmart app. So he just arrived like when everybody else started getting theirs last week. So I just haven't opened him yet.
Is that
nice.
the Walmart exclusive?
That's the Infinity War. Yeah, we've seen. You know, they're gonna be. So you're probably gonna be able to buy them for like $12, but because there's a million of them. But I was a stupid idiot that paid full price. But look at that head. That kind of looks like me.
Yeah.
If I slick the hair back,
that'll work.
Yeah. Between him and Hercules, you're getting likenesses, bro. You're getting your likenesses.
I once joked that every creative video game character, I'm the generic one. I start with the base model.
You're the non-player in PC. You're the non-player character.
Yeah, I'm very easy to make in video games.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Oh man, that's funny.
That's
so
fantastic.
yeah, I mean, we've got some stuff going. We'll be able to share the photos here. And
I know I was excited, man. The whole screencasting here, it's awesome.
Yes, man. So it's gonna be fun, man. So you know, we'll be good to go. And you popped out, but
June, I want to.
There he is.
Yeah, there he is.
Go for it,
boy.
What are you gonna ask?
Did you end up doing you got the premium package of StreamYard, right? Like like the level up?
Yeah, because I mean I'm running two of the things through here, so we ain't had no time to play around. We just gotta
it's good stuff, man.
Make it look on, everybody. We're gonna do it. What's up, Blitz? Got the full house. This is it. This is great. This feels good. Feels really good. We feel like
That's why he's Blitz, because he made it in a Blitz.
Yeah. Right. Whole team is here. I like it.
When a plan comes together, I love it. So there you go. And a little bit later, we're gonna have on our guest, Neptune Bastard. So I'm gonna get ready to send him the link here in a second, so he has it.
And man, that guy is so awesome. And the fact that I saw him say, I'm not gonna do this. This is the one time for us, for the Pic Bar. That's awesome. Coming out of his comfort zone. I'm looking forward to it.
That is so awesome. He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna. I don't normally do this, but yeah, that's awesome.
I'm just setting up the wheel.
Oh, nice.
There we go. Sorry, I got a new stand, so I'm trying to adjust it. Because our last episode, I cracked my stand.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I had to go out and buy a new one. So should have tested this before, but you know.
Good deal.
Oh, yeah. That worked.
Cool. And then okay, so can you see the names? Because they're kind of handwritten, so I didn't know if you could see those names pretty good, Blitz.
I'm trying, but
okay,
I'll do the best I can. We can go from there though.
Okay, cool. We definitely yeah, that's gonna be fun to get.
Catalyst Hobbies in the house. What's up, buddy?
Nice. Starting off good. Cool. Yeah, so yeah, we'll get the names laid in there. And then I know I don't know, I didn't check our thing. Did Neptune, because he was kind of confused about like picking. He's like, do I pick them from tags? Or it's like, well, I mean, for you, I guess it's just loose, man. Just grab five shots you liked that are cool and bring them to us.
Yeah.
Not, we don't.
I'm still jumping all over the place too. I try to. I always start with the tags, but then I end up just until everybody, until we get some more people. Like trying to introduce people to the Pic Bar, so we got to bring them in sometimes.
That's right. That's real. And
show them what we're all about.
And piggybacking off of what Yimbo just said is that Nep, he's our special guest. As he says, he doesn't do these things, but we're going to be bringing you guys in too. So that's going to be cool too. We're going to be bringing.
And if you want in, let us know. We'll get you in here.
Because we would like to talk to you about your photography and stuff. What motivated? What got you there? Because we put the blurbs on the pictures, but we also want you, the toy photographers, to be on here and be showcased, and you guys can talk about what goes into your work, and whatever else you have on your mind.
Oh, I'm into this. This is my classic. Right hook. Oh, the Zeta.
Look at that.
Wait. I only see Zach.
So Target today had a restock. I don't know when he came out, but they had a restock of him. I don't know. And they had 4 of them. Yes.
I don't want to talk about it, Zach, because I already got him from Ringside, and I haven't even opened him yet, and now he's just half price. So I don't want to talk about the toy buying. Target also canceled my McFarlane.
He's in the weight room. So we'll go ahead and bring that in and get started, and then we'll do our thing, and then we'll start sharing pics here in a minute. So let's bring them in.
Let's do it.
Yo!
How's it going?
Hey, there he is.
What's going on,
What's happening, man? What's happening? Thank you. First and foremost, thank you for coming on for us, man. We appreciate it, dude.
Thanks for inviting me over.
Absolutely, man. You don't realize, when Toy Pic, when the Toy Pic community is doing what they're doing, we tried to capitalize as the Pic Bar on, showcasing people and stuff, but people may not pay that much attention. But dude, you're one of the originators of showcasing people, man. You're one of the originators of collaborations. You've always been gathering the community together to do, things together. So without further ado, tell us about that, man. What made you motivated to just bring people together like that?
Well, for me, I had been invited to a couple of collabs, along the way, but didn't really make, a lot of lasting, I guess, friendships with those people. So I decided that if I was going to be doing collabs, I needed to be running my own, because I didn't, I wasn't getting, the invites to them. And I'm not, despite what you may think in the chat, so I'm not a real outgoing person. I'm a little bit of an introvert. So as far as just randomly hitting people up hey, can I join your collab, isn't really my style. So grabbing a bunch of other people and saying, hey, you want to be in my collab, that's a little, different. So I just, started inviting people that I'd met along the way. And then a couple other people, I think you and Alpha Tango being, a couple of those that saw what we were doing and were like, hey, can I jump in? So that was really cool too, to be able to pick up, some new people along the way.
Oh, that's so cool, man. I mean, like I said, you may not, you're saying introvert, but in the toy community on Instagram, dude, you're very outgoing as far as like, reaching out to people, like giving them props and just everything like that.
Well, yeah, online it's a bit different. Like years ago, I used to be a commissioner in a Madden league, like back before Madden had in-game leagues. Like 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010. We were running them on message boards, and I was, making graphics for tournament, brackets and stuff like that. So online, it's completely different, than, I'm not like the type of person that's going to like go out to a bar and just, talk to random people. But in the pic bar, with people that I know, I'm comfortable with, it's, it's a lot different.
Gotcha. No, man. So what made you decide to like really choose the themes for your collaborations? Because you've had so many, you pretty much covered every theme, and so most of us are just copying the themes you've already hit. So what goes
well it started with wanting to do some GI Joe collabs. So I went through like all my friends, my followers. I went through everybody's profiles, basically looking for people that were posting GI Joe pics. So that was the first, group of people that I invited into, the old Batman collab. So it started with the Batman one with a couple of friends, with Hops and Peeps, and their friends. DJ Dilly, those guys. We were doing the Batman collab in there, but a lot of those guys haven't been involved, since then. So that's where it turned into the GI Joe one, which, I still want to get back to, but, there's so many topics out there. So, we did Wolverine, and then that led into X-Men, so it's just been a matter of, what do the most people have to get the largest group of people? It's cool doing, 4, 5, 6, people on like, special things, but, I like to be able to have as big a crossover as possible.
That's awesome. Well, and like I said, you've influenced a lot of collaborators now. Most collaborators have branched off from their influence, seeing your stuff, seeing how you bring the collab together, how you present it. I mean, down to the collages, everything you do has been kind of influential towards the collaboration community, if you want to call it that.
And I appreciate that.
Like, oh, absolutely, man.
The one really that I learned from is Ying Keat, I believe. The dude that runs the Myth and Fantasy one. He did the Mythic Legions collabs, and I was involved in one of those, but that was one that they were doing weekly, and you had to pretty much be shooting your picture a week ahead of time so that you were able to send it to them. And that's one of those ones like Snake Eye Saturday that like I would see it the day it gets posted and be like, damn it, I missed it again. So again, that's a reason why I wanted to run my own, because, again, even the ones that I knew about and that I had, interacted with people and that I was comfortable with, like messaging them, I was always like a day late. So, it's like, damn it, I'll just do my own and set my own timeline.
Oh, that's cool.
But he was the one that, that I really learned from as far as, how to set up the collab, how to do the collage. I would love to be able to do the videos like some of the guys do. Beta Ray Mike is another one, that does with the Goon Squad, that does, weekly collabs, and he's really good at organizing.
Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. Well, I mean, again, I think some of the newer collaborations of direct like branch offs of just being influenced by you, and it's like I can personally say, me personally, on a personal level, you've influenced me not just with the collaborations, but even just if you would call it your style. You do a lot of comic cover recreations, and I like you've kind of thrown me down a rabbit hole of loving that type of style of doing that, man. And it comes directly. I just wanted to tell you in person that you like have influenced that style for me. Like I just want to thank you for that, dude, because it's
Appreciate
so
that.
fun. It's so fun, and you knock it out the box. Like you literally duplicate the cover, and it's crazy. And I just keep trying to like get it better.
I have a crazy attention to detail, and I will spend hours setting up a scene, and I'll take shots and I'll be like, no, that's not right. And I can't live with with a character facing the wrong direction, or having the wrong hand. Even sometimes it's got to be perfect. So
that's awesome. I mean, because I've seen some of your shots. It's Jack Kirby. You got Jack Kirby backgrounds, man. Like you put like everything in there. It's like he actually put that piping in there that most people would just shoot it with a blank, a color background or whatever, but you got the real background in there, tangible too. Most of your stuff's almost all tangible, and I know that's like a huge thing. I really am influenced by that, like articulated book nice and people like that who do like full intangible, and you do a lot of that.
Yeah, I don't usually go out of my way to draw attention to that, but I appreciate people that recognize that. And, occasionally I'll do the BTS video. Half the time I'll forget to post the BTS video. So I've got, like at least a half dozen of them on my phone right now that I never posted. So I should throw those out in the middle of the day, just random posts.
Do that because I mean, those are learning things for people.
But yeah, some people have, like the cinematic style and they shoot the widescreen and it, looks like a movie. For me, not only did I read comics and collect comics when I was a kid, but that's kind of what I wanted to do before I really knew what I wanted to do, was draw comic books. Right. So I used to do pen and ink, pencils. I've got tons of old comic book drawings. I posted some of them last year before I had any followers. So I should probably repost some of those. I used to do like a Sunday sketchbook post some of my old artwork. But so I've always had a comic book style, if you will. That's kind of the way that I shoot. I do like shooting in landscape for certain types of shots, but a lot of my shots are portrait and tight shots, zoomed in, to get as much of the action but as close to the action as possible. And when I was a kid, I had a copy of the How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. So I kind of shoot that same way. It's like how to photograph action figures the Marvel way. You want the most exaggerated poses that you can get, with as much action, not just static figures standing there. So that's just kind of the way that I set things up.
Which is why I don't see a lot of Todd McFarlane figures in your shop.
I like Todd, but
I love Todd, but I want his figures to be better. Like that's my only demand of him, because I would go crazy. His sculpts are nuts. I just want the figures to be more articulated, and I'll go crazy.
Well, that was the thing, is he got to be such a good artist that he could hire other artists to draw his stuff for him. And it's the same way with toys. He's such a good designer that he can just pay other people to do it for him. He just signs off on it. He doesn't do any of that.
You're right. So what are some you're avid comic? What are some of your favorite characters in kind of like? I know I see a lot. You like X-Men a lot, or like are they the ones you usually gravitate towards? X-Men?
Yeah, and again, that started when I was a kid. G.I. Joe and Transformers were like the first comic books that I read as a kid. And then when I became like a preteen and like seriously got into actually reading comics more than just G.I. Joe and Transformers, it was Batman and Detective Comics. But then I discovered mutants, I picked up a copy of New Mutants at some roadside convenience store when we were out camping, and that led to more copies of New Mutants, and then X-Men, X-Factor, Excalibur. So yeah, X-Men is that's my sweet spot. With comic books, I follow everything, Marvel universe wise. I was a geek in high school, and not only did we play Dungeons and Dragons, but we played the Marvel Superheroes role-playing game. We created hundreds of our own characters, had our own universe, and ran for like 6 years. So I knew everything about every character, but X-Men, that was the comic that I read and absorbed everything about.
That's awesome.
Congrats on that feature, by the way, on your last comic cover. That was awesome. Your X-Men comic cover. That was great.
Yeah. I love the smaller groups because they love me. One day, articulated comic book art will see something, but for now, I'll take it with those little Spanish groups.
Yep. So let me ask you this then. What's the X-Men that you are missing that you would like to have made to photograph? What's one of the X-Men that you would, or a couple X-Men you want to see made?
Yeah, I've got a short list, and I know they'll get to them, but I've posted this on Facebook plenty of times with the recent reveals, but especially after the Excalibur 2-pack, for me, Rachel Summers Phoenix, yes, from Excalibur, with the Hound alternate head, the mask without her face that has the spikes going down the middle of it. That figure is sorely lacking from my collection.
Right. No Chewing just said X-Men animated series Morph.
Nice.
That's a good one too. That's a good call. That's a good call. I've seen some people make some customs, but yeah, that's a good one.
That's a very good one. Nice choice. I want Banshee.
Yeah, Banshee is he's sorely lacking too. There's a lot of shots that I can't do because I don't have a Banshee figure.
Right.
When's the last one? Is he like back at Toy Biz? Did Hasbro ever do a Banshee, or was he like? Is it Toy Biz? Is that?
No, there was a Toy Biz one, but
there was one. Okay.
If I don't think Hasbro has.
No, because it was what's his name? What's the guy, the designer over there at Hasbro? Or I think it was Dwight Stahl. I think it was Dwight Stahl's first figure, and he keeps claiming it's going to be his last figure, but it's come like. Stop holding out on us, man. Just get us.
Yeah, Banshee, Siren, Long Shot. There's a couple.
Nice. Deep Dive, Long Shot. That's a great one. That's Mojo 2 and Spiral. That whole trio would be a good.
Spiral, yeah, especially. Personally, I can hold off on Mojo because I have the old Toy Biz Build-A-Figure, but that's just me.
You're lucky, man. That's a great. That's one of the Toy Business that's really good, just like the old MODOK was. Those a couple of those are really strong figures, and they it's kind of hard to surpass what they did back then. It really is.
Yeah, some of those, man. That's like those. Because I collected back, so I have a lot of those. Well, a handful of them. And outside, like I'm still not crazy about the hands, but other than that, like they are gorgeous figures. They really are. Like they were spot on to comics. Like I have the Kingpin Daredevil 2-pack. Like I've been tempted to crack that one open, but I'm like, all right, I got my modern day Hasbro Legends. I'll be okay.
Wow, that's a deep dive, man. That's cool. Yeah. Like I wish I had some of that. I have a hand like odds and ends of them, but none of the major dudes.
Oh, dude, I also have the unmasked Steve Rogers and Red Skull, like the unmasked 2-pack. It's pretty neat. Yeah, I know. That's awesome. Like I said, very tempting. I hate the fingers, that ruined accessory holding.
They were going for articulation at that point, and I get them. Like they really were going for articulation. And if you think about it, compared to the toys at that time, they were leaps and bounds ahead. So that's what. So,
oh yeah, when I started buying the Toy Biz ones, that was my first year teaching. I had graduated college, and I had a real paycheck, and I would go to Toys R Us once a week, and I just was loading up, and like, this is what I had compared to like my Super Friends toys. So I was just like, I'm buying all of these. These are incredible. Right. Like, and I love the hands. But now, like, I lost Blade's sword because it was in a stupid hand and it just fell out one day. It's somewhere.
So what makes up the bulk of your collection, Nep? What do you mostly collect?
Well, that's kind of the problem, is that I don't just have one thing. I've been needing to downsize for years. I've kind of got a little bit of everything. Marvel Legends, is the, I guess, the main thing, just because that's like candy. They're cheap and they're always pumping them out. I've been more selective with them. Like, I've sold a lot of my Spider-Man, and I'm able to then ignore complete waves now that I don't have all of my Spider-Man. So I would have hundreds more figures if I had, if I didn't sell what I had, but I'm constantly needing to purge because of that. This is all my Mezco stuff here in these cabinets. I've still got some Masterpiece third-party Transformers up top, my Dinobot collection, but I've sold most of my third-party Masterpiece Transformers, but then I made the mistake of starting to buy all of the new Hasbro Transformers. So I just got smaller, cheaper ones now.
That's hilarious.
All my Marvel Legends are over there, but still some Transformers down there too. And I've got a wall full of Mythic Legions figures that I need to figure out what to do with.
So you really dived into the Mythic Legions. I missed that whole boat, and I like.
Yeah,
figures are nice. They're so amazing. But
I had discovered them through a friend at the end of their Ravens Kickstarter, which was one of their bird lines. So I got in on the Mythic Legions ones from the start, and I've pretty much gotten every line since then. So I have 90% of the figures, but I haven't really been doing anything with them for the last year, as from my Instagram. I rarely take pictures of them because Mezco, and X-Men, and Batman, I've kind of been going back in time. I think, to when I was a kid. I'm in my Transformers G.I. Joe phase now, but I think I'm working my way up, going back through the X-Men. So just haven't got back to the Legions.
Well, so I was just gonna say real quick, like, Rabbit's Den has Mythic Legends, man, or Mythic Legions.
Yes,
he's somebody to collaborate with, because he's the man and takes beautiful shots. And I'm just saying, I don't have any of those myself, but Rabbit does.
Either.
Setting you guys up.
he's deep into it.
They're beautiful.
And I was gonna say, Yimbo, you're down the Mezco line too. I mean, you're getting more and more of them as well.
Oh, I know. This is why. I mean, this is about Chris, but I held off for so long because I knew if once I bought them, that was game over. And now I'm obsessed, and it's really bad. So I'm in like a purge mode because I want more Mezco. So I want to get other stuff out so I can bring. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to move stuff. I don't know. I haven't done anything yet. I listed some stuff on eBay, but I'm still going through my old stuff.
But he has the right idea. He purchased a particular like no Spider-Man, so that gives him the opening for that. That's actually not a bad idea, because you're right. I'm a Marvel Legends completist, like complete idiot. I would say not a completist, a complete idiot, and I have to have them all because I owned all of the Marvel Universe figures. Like, I have boxes of those Marvel Universe figures. So I want to duplicate that collection in the Legends.
Well, it's helped because there was a time where I was the same way, and I had like every Avenger, I had every figure. But then as I started to get other lines, I would go months without opening certain figures, and it's like I had 2 waves of Fantastic Four figures never opened in the package. It's like, I didn't open this set of Fantastic Four. Years later, I haven't opened this second set of Fantastic Four figures. Do I need these Fantastic Four figures? So I no longer own Fantastic Four figures. Because for years they were just hanging on my wall. And so I guess I got, what I wanted out of them. I can be an inbox collector and an open and play collector because I have so much shit.
Nice.
Well, so this is how I purge. I go by year. Like, I try to go back and pick a tub that I bought like 15 years ago and see, like, all right, what am I going to hang on to? So, like, this is something that kills me because I love it, but it's not like when you look behind. Like, I have a lot of toys now. Look at this bad boy. Like, see, this is like, I love this, but I know I'm not going to shoot it now. So, like, I know that someone else would appreciate this. I'm not trying, like, I don't list stuff to like rip people off, like I want somebody to have that will enjoy it because I need it out of my house and then I need to buy more Mezco.
Well, I've pretty much had an eBay store for the last 5 years. There was actually a time where I was buying wholesale from Entertainment Earth and selling, at local toy shows. I'm up in the Seattle area. So the Pacific Northwest has, a really active toy community, lots of toy shows over the year, throughout the year. So pretty much every other month, there was a show. So for a while I was selling, a lot of stuff. So I've kind of been in the habit of, needing to sell things in order to buy new things, now that I stopped doing that. I'm still not ready to go back to doing toy shows yet, with the in-person. So it's still just selling on eBay, but it kind of became, a side gig. So every few months it's like, all right, let's just sell a bunch more crap because I can't just hold on to it forever.
Callous Hobbies has a question. He's seen people use the Mythic, but never got any. How articulated are they? Nep?
Compared to a lot of the modern figures, some people would say they're not not very articulated, but a lot of that has to do with the customization, the fact that you can pop them apart and do easy swaps. That's kind of one of the selling points of Mythic Legions is that you can basically make your own. They have they have your basic named figures, but then they have what they call Legion builders, which are just your generic soldier types. And lots of people do their own customs. They paint them and all of that, but it's also real easy to just pop them apart, do quick swaps, and make an easy figure. So that's why they can't have like the double jointed elbows, because of how many parts
that makes sense.
apart.
That does. Wow, I didn't know that they were like you could break them down and do. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a huge draw. And that's actually before I got on Instagram. That's how the real action figure art page came about, was through Facebook. Because I was really active in the toy photo groups on there, and that was really most of what I was doing on Facebook. 99% of it was behind the scenes in toy groups. But the Mythic Legions Cabal is the official fan group of Mythic Legion. So I've been a part of that for 5+ years, ever since I guess before it even was a thing. But that's how I met a lot of the people that I now know on Instagram. But then that's also how real action figure art started. That was a Facebook page that I was a part of, and I noticed that the Instagram page was basically dormant. That Dynamite Toys, the owner of the page. He was posting on Facebook, but he didn't have the time to run the Instagram, and the other like 3 or 4 guys that were involved they weren't doing anything with it. They were all posting their own personal stuff, but they weren't doing anything with the page. So it was real easy to talk him into just giving me the keys to it.
Nice.
I was actually going to ask you about that, about Real Action Figure Art, because that's another subject that I wanted to cover. So thanks for elaborating on that. That like if people don't know, let them know out there exactly what you guys do over there, because it's really awesome actually.
Well, yeah, I've been looking for other people to help me out with that, pretty much since I started it, because it's kind of hard to run 2 pages, to have aspirations to do your own stuff, but also to want to give other people props and to recognize other artists, because that's kind of the half of the reason that I'm on Instagram, is to look at other people's work. I don't necessarily want to be that person that just posts my own picture and then goes away. That's half the reason that I'm there, is to look at your stuff too, and to share with other people. So that's seeing all of those other pages that did that. There was already an easy template for it. So it was like, oh, hey, there's a page just sitting right there. Let me try to do this, daily hashtag thing too. It's a lot of work. When I started off, I was getting maybe 100 people, using the tag per night. And then it was 150, and then it was 200, and then it was 250, and and when it's 350, it's a lot, because for me, I want to be able to go through every single pic that the people post and like that pic, because if I like it, I like it, and I like 99% of them. Every once in a while, there's something offensive, and if I find it offensive, then I just don't like it, and I go to the next one. But I want to be able to like every single pic that uses that hashtag. That's as it gets more and more, it's kind of hard to keep up with. So that's where I reached out to to get a couple more people, but I'm not the kind of person that likes to constantly ride people and like, hey, give me your homework. So I kind of let people slack, and it's been 2 days now since I've done a feature.
Yeah, and speaking of that, yeah, I have to help you with that, because I gotta grab some. It gets overwhelming sometimes, because there are tons like that tag. Yeah, there's so many people that tag on it, and it's just so many great shots. So it's like, how do you narrow it down? And I was gonna ask you too, like, because it seems like are you kind of affiliated with the Misfit Collective and Toy Team Go? Because you guys like seem to really hit the tags like at the same time, get it out there to the community so that they can get those posts out there.
Yeah, some of that's with just another one of the chat groups that we've got, the Cool Kids table, and that's where I met some of those people, and that started with Hops and Heroes and Plastic Peeps. A friend of theirs invited a whole bunch of people. You can only fit like 30 or 32 people in an Instagram chat now. So he invited everybody into this group, and then he split, because he's not good at dealing with people in social settings. But he wanted us to meet each other and, take it from there. So, again, in a chat setting like that, it's easy for me to just talk to random strangers, so me, Hops, and Peeps kind of keep that one. Bever Clever is another one who's in there. Ultra Pop. There's a bunch of the guys who don't necessarily say a lot in the chat that are still in there. And so Plastic Peeps nightly, he'll go through and he hunts every single toy group. And he's got his Excel spreadsheet or whatever. And then he goes through and posts it in every one of the chats that he's in. And a couple of the Misfits guys are in there too. Jimmy Pop is in that chat. So that's kind of where the crossover with Toy Team Go. I had done there was actually a collab that we had done, Neptune versus Toy Team Go, because I was friends with a couple of those, but then I kind of had a falling out with one of their dudes. So we don't do that anymore.
Yeah. No, I noticed, like I said, I noticed that you guys, like, I know Plastic Pete, he grabs all those things, and it's like, it's enormous amount of them, because, you know, you have anywhere from Enter the Crypt to Track 4 Alliance to Toy Pick, you know, there's so many out there, and it's just like, it's awesome that you guys bringing the community together with those tags, because people see those tags, they tag each other, it's on their post, and you just kind of can find. I found a lot of people, I follow, I found them through those tags, because I'll go on one of those tags and be like, oh wow, look at this shot, and then I'll go through their page and I'll follow them and I'll like their stuff. So it's an enormous kind of hub to bring people together like that. That's awesome that it even does that. It's really cool.
Yeah, and there's new ones popping up, like, you know, every month too. I mean, the last couple of months, there's been like 3 new pages, you know, pop up. So, you know, for a while, you know, like our group, you know, we were like the 28 followers of one of those new toy groups for a while. Yeah, so it's cool helping them, you know, branch out.
No, I mean, again, I have to say it again. We're doing the Pic Bar because of influence, just influence by the community, like reaching out, you know, showcasing people, tagging people, putting that stuff together. That really was the epicenter of how we came together, and we're like, we just got to keep doing that. We got to do that too. We have to put more people out there. We got to get these pics up and just show people that, because you miss that. This is so funny. I'll stumble across a toy photographer. They might have 180 followers, and they have like top tier work on their page, man.
Famous Coop, man. Famous Coop is sick. That guy is awesome.
Next level work.
Yeah, he needs more followers. That guy's awesome.
Well, you're right, and you don't like it. That's what I think we were trying to do, is just trying to get the word out for so many of those photographers out there that, you know, they're just starting out, but they're amazing right out the gate. They're like, we had a couple weeks ago, we had 11-year-old boy that he's amazing. His photography makes me feel stupid because I'm a grown man, and he's 11 years old. He's knocking it out the park, and it's like that. That's where we started from, but a lot of it was influenced from you guys. You know, Real Action Figure Art, Toy Team Go, all Misfit. We were influenced by you guys. Just so you know.
Yeah, Chris, I'm not going to pretend that you watch my show, but this summer I was talking about you every week because I just respect the heck out of like how you organize all of the collaborations, and it's you and Action Figure Dream are the two guys that I was able to be a part of, and you inspired me and motivated me to then want to run my own. So now, you know, like I'm trying to always do stuff for you, and then I like to run my stuff but you showed me the way. You showed me the template, you know, like it's awesome. So
Appreciate
just thank
that.
you for that. I mean, really, like I even remember one episode I was sitting in the seat, and just because it was, I read the tone, and it was just like, yeah, like good, get him, like get him to fall in order. This is, come on, like this, I know how hard it is. And then I would jump in. I'm like, I hope he doesn't mind that I'm always like, yeah, dudes, like, let's get this go for Chris. Come on, like he's got to put it together, man. Like, let's go.
Yeah. Again, that goes back to, you know, being a Madden commissioner and having to organize 32, you know, people. You know?
Nice. That is awesome, man.
And then Chris, like I maybe it's the same for you, but like I know for me, like finding the time sometimes can get hard. So I like running them because June knows he's in my stuff all the time. Just like I'll put the collage together because then I can take the picture at the last second and get it in. Like you guys just give me your shots, and then that's my like I procrastinate.
Yep.
But, you know, I'm a good under pressure.
Facts.
You're right.
Yeah, that's
Facts.
another good reason.
But yeah, and I'm just letting you know, you've influenced us all, man. It's such a, you know, and that was the main reason why we wanted to have you on, man. We don't want to like put you on the spot or nothing like, but it's just like, dude, the toy community needs to know that there's like people who like kind of kicked it off, kind of got it going down the path it's going, where you see all these collaborations and you see all these people coming together, man. That's pretty cool. How long have you been on Instagram doing toy photography?
About 18 months. You know,
Wow.
actually, like I said, I had been, you know, posting on Facebook, you know, for years and kind of resisting Instagram. Just didn't really know anything about it. You know, I'm a little bit older than a lot of the people, you know, that I talk to. You know, I'm 45. So, you know, Facebook was something that I only adopted maybe 10 years ago. You know, I'm from a different era. You know, the internet didn't exist when I was a kid. You know? So yeah, I finally joined Instagram right before the pandemic. Actually, you know, it was probably like March last year.
Wow.
Your stuff is incredible. Awesome. And knowing that you've been taking toy photography for years still, like even if it's not on Instagram, I'm jealous because I feel so silly that I never made that connection. I had only taken one picture of like Batman, Superman, like the little 375, and it was like to go see Batman, Superman. I'm like, man, this is fun. I should do this more often. And then I never did. Like I didn't know it was a thing.
Well, joining Instagram coincided with trying out a real camera, you know, as opposed to just shooting with my phone. Everything I did on Facebook was with a phone, and occasionally I'd screw around with, you know, a phone app and, you know, try to add lens flares and, you know, laser beams and stuff like that. But when I joined Instagram, that was basically because I was getting into toy photography at that point. You know, everything before then was just like making little cartoons and stuff, you know, or doing reviews of figures, you know, shooting an unboxing, or, you know, posing a transformer in front of a, you know, a Cybertron background, just, you know,
hey, it's all the stuff I still do, Chris.
Well, yeah, that side of it. You know, but at the time I was running, you know, a toy store. So
by the way, please, no one else is. I mean, maybe I think June might know this one, but man, that Vapor, the Nookie cover. Can you please post that? I know you weren't crazy about it, but man, I didn't like have time to gush. But in the
I wasn't crazy about the lighting, but that's also an unedited shot that I shared. I haven't done anything with it in Lightroom. So if I take it into Lightroom and mess with it and, like, you know, bring out the lightning bolts that are, you know, in the background, and maybe darken his face and brighten the eyes, you know, there's a couple of things that I want to, you know, do with it. So yeah, I'll finish it. It just, it wasn't going to be ready. And I didn't want to post
but dude, that shot is sick, man. And I'm such a fan of Limp Bizkit.
Yes, man.
I love Limp Bizkit. That was my boys.
Like, oh man, that's so cool.
What about you, Blitz and Greek? Zach, you guys, was that it, or was Limp Bizkit past your time?
Oh no,
or young men?
Limp Bizkit was my high school.
All right, good. I know we're all the same, like in the same ballpark. Yeah. Like, come on, man. Fred Durst was my idol back in the day. I mean, what a mistake. How stupid are we as children?
Hey, man.
Hey. It is what it is. It is what
I love. I will rock any Limp Bizkit any day of the week, man. That stuff still gets me going.
I re-listened to Significant Other last year. I was doing an album, you know, post an album from each year you've been alive. I started doing that last year on Facebook, and then I was like, well, hell, I might as well share these on my Instagram too. And for a while I was doing, like one every couple of days, and then it was like one a week, and then it was like every 2 weeks, and now it's like one a month. But I'm finally up to like 2019. So, I'm almost done with it, but it took me a year to do it. But last year, whatever year Significant Other came out, I featured that one on my page. So I actually did re-listen to the whole album in its entirety. And the first album, really good. I then tried re-listening to Chocolate Starfish or Hot Dog Flavored Water, and I got like 30 seconds into it, literally. And I turned it off. I was like, no, first album, still good. After that, you guys suck.
These are facts. Facts right here. So much facts. Well, I guess we can go. You guys want to go ahead and show some shots? And I'm sorry for putting you on blast, Neptune, for you didn't have to pick any shots if you didn't want to, but
no.
We always offer people the opportunity if they're coming on here, grab some shots that think stood out to you. Yeah, we can go ahead and take a look at some of them. There were some pretty good ones.
No, it was easy to do because like I said, I'm a couple of days behind on the Real Action Figure Art page, so I just jumped on there and looked at a couple of people that had tagged me, and grabbed a couple of, there were like two that just jumped out right away from the past couple of days, and then I dug around, and then grabbed a couple from a couple of people that I just really like their work lately. So two of them, I handpicked.
Oh, nice. Let me go to a second here. Okay.
Well, Chris, thank you again for coming on, man. Again, I know it's not, doing the lives and videos and stuff isn't your cup of tea, but it means a lot that I've been loving this. Like, again, man, I've been really enjoying, our back and forth whenever we get a chance. I love all of your collaboration groups. So thank you again for bringing me in and allowing me to be a part of it, because it's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely, dude.
Well, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, cool. And thanks for not kicking me out when I am quiet in the chat, because man, I got toddlers, they're twins, and they keep me busy. Some nights I just can't. I just look at the stuff and I go, all right, bros, I love you guys.
Wait until they get older.
Yeah.
Wait until they get older.
It's a whole nother ball game, I know.
My oldest will be 15 in 2 weeks. So
wow.
Oh wow.
So just so yeah, you're not dealing with the in person. You're dealing with just always worrying. Right, you're at that stage of life.
Yep.
Just always worry because they're not in front of you.
Where are you? Where are you going?
Oh, Catalyst Hobbies. Kids make everything hard, but they are blessed. That's true. That's true. I love my kids to death. That's the best.
So this is one of the ones you put up, Nep, you threw at us. So tell me about what was the
well, this is one of the ones where I handpicked the artist. This was just one of his most recent picks, and it kind of stands out for the boobies, but also he just has amazing lighting, and I like the gorillas and the wings, and just great composition. But I don't even know what his actual name is. VIPHO Toys. I met him in one of the collabs. I'm not sure where he's from, but I assume he's on the other side of the world. A lot of the guys that we've teamed up with are in Indonesia.
Jakarta, right? That was where I got my into toy photography Instagram. I was like, oh, all right, so wherever Jakarta is, cool. Let's do
it. So yeah, I met him through one of the collabs, and he's been very supportive of my work lately, and been commenting a lot. So for me, it's really cool when somebody whose work I consider their work quote unquote better than mine gives me positive feedback. So he's been very encouraging. I love his work, and just wanted to show that one.
That one's good, man. It's nice. It's really nice. Let me grab the other one. That's awesome.
And so Jordan, Closet Case Nerd, he's one of the guys that's helping me out in real action figure art. He's been kind of busy lately and hasn't posted a lot of toy photos over the last year, but we've gotten him back into it the last couple of months where he's been more active. For a while, his Instagram had become his spider collection. He got into breeding spiders. It's really weird, but he would take these really cool close-up shots of like these little baby tarantulas. But we got him back into shooting, and I just really liked this one. It's a real minimalistic photo. He doesn't do huge complex backgrounds or setups or anything, so I just really liked the way his background complemented this shot.
Right. No, he's a dope shot. Some great ones. Let me go to the other, because you sent us, I think you sent us a few more. Let me go grab those real quick.
Yeah, the other three would have been from the real action figure art.
Yeah, just 1 second. Let me go grab them. This one's the first one. That one's awesome. Man, that one's cool. Let's get this one up here for you guys. Make sure we can see it. There we go.
All right, Fat Boy. He's I don't know how new he actually is to Instagram. He's popped up on my radar a couple of months ago when he's been using the real action figure art tag nightly, and his work was amazing right off the bat. He does a lot of Mythic Legions stuff, but then he also does the Kamen Rider type stuff, which is stuff that I don't collect and I know nothing about, but I just think they're so awesome. And there's a lot of people that use the real action figure art tag that do that kind of stuff with the Kamen Riders, and I love the pics.
No, they're awesome. They're
that's so cinematic too.
Yeah, it's nuts. That shot is nuts, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's see here.
So that one's got a couple of behind the scenes photos that help explain everything that's going on. But again, there's a lot of people that use the real action figure art tag that do different types of toy photography and like the really, really small miniature stuff and car photography. So this one kind of combines the miniature diorama with the miniature vehicles, but then also a cool new transformer. But then he's got a real city scene behind him, because he's got this set up outdoors and he's got it set up on a table elevated so that then the city skyline is behind him. And that's another, it's hard to do that type of photography sometimes in the Pacific Northwest because, we're back into the rainy season. But I do like to do that type of experimentation, taking figures outside and getting them set up in a perspective where then the background looks like it's in line with the figure. You're just barely seeing the city, but it all works into the effect. So that was just a random one that jumped out.
That's nice. That's such a good shot. And then you had this one too. Put this one up.
Yeah, Oblivious Shots. He's been doing really good stuff for a while now. This is another one. He tagged me on this for the hashtag Comic Cover Challenge that we're doing. The hashtag existed before me and Hops and Heroes started doing it, but we tried to take over the tag. So, last week I was doing that on the Real Action Figure Art page, promoting that. So that's kind of another reason why I haven't been doing the nightly tags, because I'm trying to draw out the comic cover challenge one. So that the hashtag Rafa_comic cover challenge tag we were using all last week. So I just need to do a new feature using this photo right here. That's basically our next feature there.
Oh man, that's so good. That's
yeah,
really
that's awesome.
good. Man, that's good.
And and I have no idea what's going on in that picture.
Right.
I love BTS shots, when they like share the magic, but sometimes, having some mystery is good. It's like, I have no idea, what's going on. I just know I like it.
That's true. You're absolutely right about that. Okay, and then I'll jump into, let's see what we got here. Second, I'm going to go to, okay, the first one here. Now, who shared this one? Let's go see. That's the first one. So who shared that one?
Ah, that was me.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Sam Bong Toys. Like this is a movie poster. Like if the Shang-Chi movie came out in the 80s, this would be the movie poster for it. Like it's just so clean, and the colors just work perfectly with everything. It's very well done.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a great shot. Like, man, that's really good. Let's see here.
We've been digging a lot of the silhouette shots lately, which I'm also a fan of. I need to. I've only done one, and it was like Snake Eyes and Red Ninja. I gotta go back. They're fun to do. It's definitely a challenge trying to get the backlighting.
Oh, definitely.
I don't think I've done one yet. I need to test it out. But yeah, this was Parts May Vary.
Parts
another
May
one
Vary.
of mine. And just look at this. Like this is a scene from a horror movie.
Yeah.
Like with the Yellow Ranger tied up in the background with the smoke. Like give me this. I want this in some sort of live action form. Like this, like it's just amazing.
Yeah, that's really solid. Like that one's really good. Let me go here, and then we have who's I believe in our chat.
Yep.
Hey, Kettle's Hobbies.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he was in our Forever Red collab that we had this Tuesday. And this shot just looks like a scene out of an old war movie. Like I love how the colors are more muted, so it looks it has that old school grainy feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of action in this one shot.
Yeah, he did. And I love the scale that he actually captured the scale, because grass is a tough thing to capture scale in sometimes.
It really is.
Pictures are figures, but he made it. I mean, that's great. That's a great scale shot, man.
With the laser effects and the smoke in the background, awesome setup.
He did it with that one. And I think, okay, so this one is one I picked, and it's Halloween season. The movie's getting ready to come out, and this is just nuts. This is rocks and stick toys. This is nuts, man. Even down to the little pumpkins at the door of those apartments. Like, he's got the little pumpkins, and they're different pumpkins because those are different people living in probably each one of those apartments. And and the whole thing with Michael, like, she's got his mask. Jamie Lee Curtis has his mask in his hand, and it's I don't know if the guy's already seen the movie or what, but it's pretty good. This is really cool. This is another one I grabbed, and it's Marcus Plastic Post. Comic book, man. It just reminds me of what Neptune was talking about, and some of the things I try to duplicate is just the straight comic book shot. That's a comic book cover right there. It's like it's not overly done, but all those fine details, just like I was talking about with Neptune, he has those there's just the fine details that make it pop, and it's just, man, that's a great shot.
It's very cool.
I like it.
Very creative.
This one, Ryan figures like this. That's the poster. So I was just like, that's awesome. And I believe that's the Mezco. I think that's the newest one that came out just recently, and it's just, man, that's a great shot.
It's a VHS movie cover right there.
Yes, yes,
yeah.
It's just movie cover. It just, and that's When you pull off stuff like that, you get kudos just for grabbing that. This one, another like recreation in a sense of the old poster from wartime, and he just used Captain Carter, and I just liked it because he made it look like it's on the wall somewhere. It's weathered. That's good, man. I just really like
That's
that.
cool stuff. Yeah.
I like when people reach out and attempt art in their shots. And whatever they're trying to do, they attempt to have a stylistic art approach to it, and that's what I kind of got with this.
All right, we're getting into mine.
All right, what we got here?
All right, so first of all, I have 3 that I did not get to post yet because I was waiting on answers. So, not that I'm saying they're going to hear it, but
Me too.
But I am Mr. Pool. Get back to me. Ant-Man 316 toy figs. Get back to me. And who's the other one? That was a fool. Anyway, so the Ultimate Luke, my man, did get back to me, and he was super pumped about it. So he's loving shooting Mezco right now, just like I am. And that's just a sick. I don't have a Captain America Mezco, but it's awesome, and that's a great shot. And again, I'm with you, Chris. Like when you fill the frame with toys just shoot so well when you fill the frame. They're excellent. So I know I would do all of them that way myself because they're just stunning. They're stunning. But yeah, so I just thought that was a really just awesome shot. Great lighting, just great coloring. So that was Ultimate Luke, another great follow, a nice account, great pictures.
That's solid, man. That shot is solid. Dang.
And then this is one of our fellow the Hasbros. So this is Nikatronis, our boy Neek.
Yeah.
Wow.
I joked with him today because I always said in a little thing, I was like, did you get selected? He goes, no, this is going to be your first time. I was like, all right, I'm glad we're getting to you. I'm like, of course it's not Transformers, which is like his bread and butter. Yes. But I went and picked a Marvel Legends shot. But I know he's been like loving this zombie cat. And that picture is ridiculous. It's excellent. So I was like, yeah, dude. I'm like, I'll get the Transformers down the road. I'm like, but this shot needs to get featured now because it's amazing. Yes. So
that's both amazing and scary too. Zombie Cap with Thor's hammer, and my God, that's a nightmare.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh man, he killed it. That is the zombie apocalypse, as he gave the title.
King of the zombie apocalypse.
You couldn't mess with that.
And our friend No Chewing. Yeah. So I want to give No Chewing a shout out here. So he's been selected before, so that's where I went with where everyone knows your name. But he was able to give me some updated information, and if you, as part of the Hasbro's network, Toy Talk, he does a show with our friend Chris, Toy Father, and it's What's in the Box, and they do that every couple of weeks. So again, give Toy Talk a sub. Go follow them because they do their shows on Tuesdays, and it's very enjoyable. So yeah, No Chewing's the man. Again, beautiful shot. Love Mystique. It popped up. I could have picked anything that he shot this week, but that was at the time the most recent one. And I love Mystique. It's just it's a beautiful lighting, and I love the red and the blue. And
I hit him up about this one because I was like, dude, this shot is amazing.
Yeah, I remember it from last night. It stood out during the session.
Oh, man.
Just with the duotone with the blue and the red.
Yes. Yeah. I was like nuts, man. Okay.
All right, two more. Frank. So Frank is awesome. Another just sweetheart in the toy community. I love anytime I get to interact with them. One of the that when he's commenting, it's a genuine. He's interested in your art, which again, means a lot. Because there's only so many adjectives for great. That's what I found. So I really do appreciate. Sometimes I'll just comment, on a thing in it as opposed to the actual thing, just to be like, I'm studying this. This is awesome. I'm sad I missed the last couple of music collabs with you guys because they've been amazing. So I love Frank's stuff. I could have picked his last Leonardo shot was gorgeous. I finally got my NECA figures, but he's one of those reasons too. His beautiful Ninja Turtle shots. He taught me about The Last Ronin. I had no idea that was a comic storyline.
Yeah, man.
It's so good.
Yeah. Once I was like, so he made me Google, and I was invested because of his shots.
Nice.
And that's what made me go down that rabbit hole. So anyway, Frank's
the weekly Last Ronin collabs that they had been doing were amazing. Frank introduced me to a bunch of great people, and that's how I got into the music collab, and invited you into that one. That's all through Frank. His stuff's great, but he's real easy to talk to. So that was an easy friend to make.
Oh yeah, good dude. How do you guys? Did he ever tell you? How do you say that? Is it like notorious? Is he going for Frank like notorious or what?
Oh, that's right. I did a feature on him. So last year when I was doing features, more of them were the name of the person. So I did one. It was #Rafa_Notorious is just the way I pronounce his name. But then the very next night, using that tag, his pick just blew me out of the water. So I did a new one the next night and did Frank Notorious. And he was like, he messaged me, he was like, dude, that's awesome. And we'd never heard that before.
That's fantastic. But yeah, so Frank's awesome. And then this was my last one until I hear, and once those in, they'll squeak out the rest of the week. But Zurin 1906, and I love that name because of Batman, right? That's the going for the Batman Zurin, right? Am I doing it right? That Batman version. Okay.
Yeah.
So I just cracked open my Faker He-Man. June knows I'm a big Masters fan. I love Revelations. I have this wave. And seeing this battle, I literally just set up a Colossus versus Faker with Skelegod in the background. You know what I mean? So when I saw this pop up, what a cool shot. What a great image idea. Again, great composition. I love Skeletor in the background. It's awesome. So
And I don't know if you guys get Skeletor is mind controlling Superman.
Oh, am I so dumb? Here I am studying the pictures. I'm appreciating
he's mind controlling.
Oh, I didn't even
because that's why he's using the little thing.
The effects.
That's awesome, man. He killed it.
June, I didn't even pick up on that. Was just that was just a long day. That's a long day.
Excellent shot.
I loved everything else about it. Now that's another level. That's awesome.
So yeah, those are the ones we had this week. There's some good ones, man. They're really everybody came through. It's some good shots, man. Really good shots. It's fun to see people and go to those people's pages, follow them, like their shots, comment, show them love, man. Give them some love because that's what it's all about. And then you probably should already be following Neptune Bastard if you're not.
Oh, I would hope so.
You better not be in here or watching and you ain't following them, man. That's kind of messed up. And we're gonna spin it. You mind sticking around with us, or are you in a hurry, Nep?
No, I'm good.
Okay, thanks. Because we're gonna what we're gonna do now is Inspired Canadian Building and Canadian Slapshot, the duel. They decided to give out some giveaways, man. They want to help the community in their way. And what they're doing is they're giving starter kit props, like, you know, different props that they made, handmade props to toy photographers who like have maybe only 200 followers, and they need maybe a starter kit to get them more motivated to take even more shots so they can keep growing and growing and growing. And we thought that that was very gracious and generous of them to do that, and to actually target people that, you know, need more appreciation from us. Because like I said earlier, there's some people on here, they got 180 followers and they got stuff that puts me to shame, man. It makes me just
and then and don't forget the flip side of that too is that if they're sub 200 and they're newer accounts, like me, when I started, I didn't have any accessories, I didn't have any props outside of whatever I had from action figures, you know, and it like, you know, it was a small assortment. And here I have like some now dollhouse stuff and furniture and 112 things, and then I got my Extreme Set Mansion, and I'm like, I still need way more furniture. It's still not enough, you know what I mean? There's still never enough. But at least I've been doing it for like a year and a half. So that's why that was like with Alvaro and Jen, that was part of their thought process too, is that if you are just starting out taking toy pictures, it is an investment to start buying. It's like, am I going to get this dining room table that's an action figure? Like this, it's I either get a cap or a dining room table. You know, like that's the choice people have to make, and we had to make it. So I think it's so cool that they're willing to do that. Gentlemen, real quick, I'm like, my wife is going to go to bed, so I need to sign off myself. I'm so sorry. I'm going to bail on this.
I know, we know.
No, yeah, we understand.
You don't have to even tell us. We know. I was like, man, he's going later than he normally is. What's going on?
I love you guys. We get the whole band together, and Neptune, you kept me on, man. Like, seriously, like, I'm such a fan of yours, dude, and I just wanted to, you know, be able to like let you know for our first time speaking, just like how much that I've looked up to your stuff and everything you've run, and again, I just appreciate it. And don't kick me out of any group chats. I won't say anything stupid, but
you're not going anywhere. Thanks.
All right, sounds good, fellas. It was so great to see you. I'm gonna peace out and check out the rest on YouTube. All right, I'll see you guys.
Take care, brother. Take care. Oops, what? All right, okay. So did you assemble everything, Blitz?
Yes. So we have 25 entries.
25. That's awesome. So how are we gonna do the wheel? How do you? Because that wheel, maybe I should have figured it out, but nice. There you go.
So I put all the names in the wheel. I already shuffled the names.
Let me put you. Put you on. Here you go. There you go.
So I already shuffled the names, so that way it doesn't go in order when I press the wheel. Once I press the wheel, it'll land on somebody, and we'll have our winner.
Okay, and then Green, how are we gonna get their name? Just so who wants to write down or get their name, jot it down or something, or screenshot, or
I can write it down.
Or maybe you can screenshot when it does it too. Can you do that? You can screenshot it.
Yeah,
and then capture the pic, and then we'll just have that pic of whose name was. So we'll try it so. We're ready whenever you are.
All right. So the first winner is.
Hold on, bro.
Gross Fidelity.
I
don't know if you can see
it. We lost. Where is it? Does it say it on the thing?
Yeah, it's in the white.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have our winner.
It's more stuff. Okay, so capture that one there. Screenshot it, and then we know that's that first person. We'll reach out to them. Inspired says she'll once we let her know, then she'll reach out to them and then get their information, their addresses and stuff like that. And then we're missing Green. I think he dropped out on us, but he'll pop back in.
You ready for the second one?
Yeah, let's go for it.
the second winner is toys and lifting. I don't know if I wrote it down right when I looked at the list.
Okay. Well, and we'll just like I said, we'll screen capture and then we'll shoot it towards Inspired, and then she'll let us know if we actually got it spelled right. It's probably going to be very close to what you got down. That's good. So there we have our 2 winners, man. It's going to be cool. It's what is this thing? We will need to connect their device and mic cam. So his mic is not on or something like that. He's in the waiting room, but his thing's like doing something. But there we go. Yeah. So those 2 people, like we're excited, and it's going to be fun to see their shots when they get the items and they start, taking shots with that stuff. And speaking of items and taking shots with the stuff, I believe either Saturday, I think it's Saturday, Toy Food Tech's challenge starts.
Yeah, Saturday.
The challenge starts up that he put together. I just give him a round of applause for that, because that was a lot of work that man did to put that stuff together and get those teams organized and make team logos for them. It's going to be
those logos are amazing, man.
The logos are nuts. So it's going to be
starts tomorrow.
Okay, I thought it was. I couldn't remember if it was Thursdays or Saturdays. So it's actually tomorrow.
Yeah, so each team faces each other twice. So it's Thursday and Saturday are the posts, and then Sunday he'll compile everything to do his posts so that people can vote. But the contestants post tomorrow and then on Saturday.
Man, I'm so excited, man. I love it because I get to just be a bystander. I mean, I think Blitz and you and I and Green and Imbo we're substitutes, but hopefully we won't have to I just want to watch. I don't want to participate. I want to see what people bring.
It's nice to just sit back and just watch everybody show off their skills.
Watch them do their stuff. He's back. But it's gonna be cool, man.
I don't know what happened, boys.
I didn't know what I was getting into when I signed up for it. I might have chose to sit it out too.
Yeah, he might have just. Well, it's. He wanted us, and we're like, nah, man, we can't be in it because
we're like, we'll watch.
We can't. We'll watch, man. I wouldn't love a mezco or something, but we got to let other people get that stuff.
Well, and I'm not even in it to win a mezco because I've got enough of those. It's more just it's just to have some fun. Yeah,
that's true. But
that's what it should be about. I mean, the competition should be about having fun, people meeting people.
Exactly.
Some people doing collaborations for the first time.
That's true.
Yeah, and sometimes it's a good challenge to have somebody give you a theme, and have to come up with something, based on something somebody else did. That's why so many people like doing the October, thing.
That's so true. That's so true. No, it's going to be fun. It's going to really be fun to watch it play out and go down. And so everybody be on the lookout for that. Because what we're going to do is once we get winners and stuff, we're going to bring them on here, talk to them, and just, ask them like the team about what went into their making their shots and doing their stuff. It'd be fun to see what their stuff is. So hopefully a lot of them do behind the scenes. I'm notorious, just like Neptune. I do it and I totally forget about that I did it. Like, did I shoot it behind it?
I think that's all of us.
Remember. Because I don't. It's not like I don't man, I need to post it. For whatever reason, I just don't think about posting the behind the scenes.
Or have you guys ever done a behind the scene and then changed the position of the figure's photo?
That too. Right.
Yeah.
That too. Rabbit's Den is great. He does excellent behind the scenes. He's always posting his.
Yeah, he does.
He does. He catalogs it. I just can't keep up with it. I'll forget that I even did it. I did a couple of reels to show it, and it was fun. But
see, my issue is I'll tear down the scene and then go, no, I didn't do this behind the scenes. And then it's like, crap, well, I'm not going to set it back up because it's not going to look exactly the same. So
that's true.
Mine is
I'm like, well,
I'll do it behind the scene and then I'll change the pose. And then
Right.
people, I actually had somebody reach out to me. They was like, "Your pose don't look like the behind the scene." I was like, "I switched it. I switched it."
Wait, you're not supposed to
Fantastic
notice.
Four. He says, Fantastic Four says, I always forget too. Yeah, we do, man. It's one of those things where you start tearing it down and you're like, oh man. Which that's why I was gonna ask Neptune about that. When you set up your seat, do you have staged areas, or do you set up, break them down, or do you kind of keep, because sometimes I've seen some of your shots are so elaborate. Do you break that down every time, or?
Sometimes I try to leave them up as long as possible.
Okay.
For a while, I was shooting in the basement, which sucked having to go into the basement. But there was a long workbench where I was able to set up, a semi-permanent cityscape that I used for a bunch of shots last year. But yeah, this year I've been shooting in the dining room, and now I finally got my office set up. So my desk is like an L shape, and it is, I've got a couple of two different scenes set up here side by side, this diorama and then a city scene, but then out in the living room and the dining area I've got another setup where I'm doing some other stuff just on a folding table that I've got set up over there, so it's easy to break down. So I've got a couple of different diorama, pieces, but then also a couple of extreme sets, so that I'm able to break those down. But yeah, when I get something set up, that I spend like hours getting it set up and love the way that it looks, then it can be hard to break it down. I leave it up as long as I can.
That's good. That's a good point. That's a good point. Like for you, Green, you're able, you've got your setup, so it's just there, and that's so convenient. Like I have to always break my stuff. Like I have yet converted the other room to that. When I do that, then I'll be able to put up permanent and leave them up like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's convenient, definitely. But this is just like that one piece. You have to get creative to shoot like different angles and like different parts of the firehouse, so each shot doesn't look exactly the same with the same exact background every time. But I mean, it's not a bad thing. It forces you to do and try new things to keep your photos interesting.
What do you do, Blitz? Do you break down, or you set up and you can keep stuff up for an extended time?
Well, right now I have my Extreme Sets cabin that's built. I do a few shots here and there with it. I really haven't had time to really get more into it. But other than that, like my NECA diorama, I use it on my dining table because my dining table is black glass, so it's like a reflecting. So
yeah, that's
that's cool.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
And then what's building is the same thing. Like I'll take it apart. I'll take one of the walls. I'll set it up on with like a toy in the background, a box in the background, and then I'll just put accessories around it.
That's nice. What Rabbit says, sometimes I forget and clean up everything, forgetting to film. It doesn't seem like it. Seems like he captures every one of his behind. He's always got the best behind the scenes, and it's like he gets them. So I don't know how he misses some.
I was realizing recently that I actually set up a figure to take a shot and then never took the shot and then broke it down. Luckily, it was a really, really easy setup, and I'll just do it again. But my battery must have died. That's the only reason I can think of. But I remember setting it up, lining it up, in the crosshairs, having it all set up, but I never hit the button for some reason.
Wow, that's a good one. So Neptune, how is toy hunting for you? Is it pretty? Because we talk about that a lot sometimes amongst each other. Like, is it fairly good for you? I'm in Southern California, so it's weird.
I try to do everything online now because toy hunting is such a hassle. Now, I got lucky at the beginning of the pandemic with like the Target exclusive GI Joe stuff.
Wow.
I was working from home at the time. So, I was able to, wake up in the morning, check my phone, see, spottings local. And, I literally, ran down the street and jumped on the F line, 10 minutes down to the landing where the target is down by Lake Washington. And I was there at open, stood around for an hour, waiting for them to unload. But that's how toy hunting is in the Pacific Northwest, because every Target, every Walmart, everything in my area, gets hit and gets hit hard.
Really?
So, the Walmart here, I have never bought anything of worth there. They have never. In all of my trips, the only thing Walmart is good for is McDonald's for lunch.
Right. You can't, not getting. No, see, because I had heard. I was watching Retro Blasting the other day. He had Bobby Valla on. I was watching their show, and he was actually saying that like the Pacific Northwest and the West Coast, we get distribution pretty good. But I was like, huh? I don't think so, unless it's instantly gone.
No, it's just that like I said, there's a really good toy community in the Pacific Northwest, and there's lots of toy shows, and that just means there's lots of toy hunters, and then there's lots of scalpers nowadays too. So you've got both,
Right.
And we have our own Facebook groups, of course, Pacific Northwest Toy Hunters Group. So we do a good job of keeping each other up to date on with sightings of what is what, and letting people know where to go pick stuff up. So that helps. But just for me, the Walmart and the Target in my town, Target's hit and miss. I find stuff there, but the Walmart in my town, just because of where it is, it's kind of like a crossroads to a bunch of other towns.
So
just right outside of Seattle. So yeah, it's constantly sold out.
So what do you when you go into that Target, what usually stays on the shelf? Because I know for me in my area, the NECA stuff is pretty actually easy to find. And and anything
it helps that that's in its own section, and it's like more of an adult toy section, since it's over in the electronics department. So I think that's one reason. But I don't buy that stuff as much, but every once in a while, I'll grab something. I like their Alien and Predator, stuff, but it's easy for me, to just have one and, call it good, on something like that. But yeah, they make cool stuff. But it's really a matter of being there right after they've, restocked. And if you see, a new Transformer on the shelf and you're like on the fence about it, just buy the damn thing, because you're not going to ever see it again.
Yep. Facts.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Wow. So when you say you moved kind of more to online, which I have too, for the most part, who do you try to grab stuff through? Or because I was going to ask you, with your Mythic Legends, there's a comic shop not too far from me in Anaheim. They carry all of them, and it's like, that's why it's been tempting to like get in line, because they have them. And it's nice to see them physically rather than going through Big Bad Toy Store or something like that. So how do you generally, who do you go to get your Mythic Legends? Do you go Big Bad Toy Store?
Well, occasionally, I've bought them from Big Bad Toy Store for like customs, to get, a double or a triple of a figure. But the way to buy Mythic Legions is to get in during the pre-orders. That's where, that's the way to get them. But then there's, a year in between. And again, there's so many customizers that, they keep Big Bad Toy Store in business, with those. And, the Mythic Legions Cabal Facebook group, they've got their own Cabal effect where basically, somebody just posts, hey, Mythic, Big Bad Toy Store, has 8 of these figures left. 23 minutes later, they're going to be sold out because people on the page are going to go buy them all up. So with those on Big Bad Toy Store, you're paying, a markup, and a basic, a normal figure is going to be $50. If you get in on the pre-orders, they're $35.
Oh, wow.
So that's, that's why doing the pre-order, and they've ran 2 Kickstarters, but those were successful enough that now they just run smaller pre-orders every 6 months. But then you've got to wait, a year and a half, 2 years to get your figures. So the ones on Big Bad Toy Store, you can pre-order, but it's the same thing. You're waiting indefinitely. The pre-order estimate on there is even less likely, to be met than another toy, because it is a smaller company. But if you get in during the pre-orders, there's also an all-in option, where essentially you kind of get like a free figure, if you buy the complete set, one of every figure for like $500. But it requires investing $500 in a set of figures you're not going to get for a year and a half.
Right. So ordering them in that they kind of go quickly, sort of like Mezco with the Rumble Society stuff. It goes quick. You just jump on there and get in.
Well, no, when they do the pre-orders, they basically do made to order. They'll leave it open for 4 to 6 weeks and take as many pre-orders as they can, and then they'll make extra, and Big Bad Toy Store will pre-order, a ton of them too. And then when they actually are produced and get here in the States, they'll do an in-stock sale. And that's where, those will last like 18 seconds and, they'll be sold out because they have limited stock on hand at that point. But initially the pre-orders, it's a long open period.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. So it kind of still has almost that Kickstarter feel.
Yeah.
Even though it's not right. Oh man, that's pretty cool. That's actually really cool. Speaking of Kickstarters, do you check out any of the ones that are out there, or do they appeal to you, or you just kind of stick to your main thing?
Yeah, I did both of the Mythic Legions Kickstarters, and I actually did the Articulated Icons Kickstarter, and just waiting for those kind of made me reluctant to do more. I ended up backing the Action Force Valaverse one. I don't know if that was Kickstarter or a different format, but so that's the one that I'm still waiting to be fulfilled, and that one's going on 2 years now. So
because I ordered which ones do you get? I didn't get all of them. I think I got like 3 of the guys and some of the weapons packs. I didn't really
I wasn't as interested in like the bad guys. I'm more interested in the the Steel Brigade, to have like soldiers to go with the GI Joe figures. So offhand, I can't remember, but I probably got one of everybody.
No, nice.
And plus a couple extra Steel Brigade.
Speaking of him, when he was on Retro Blasting, he was saying that he may actually get those things that we ordered by November, because what he did is there's all those ships that are backed up at the Long Beach port. Well, he actually paid the extra to get it sent to a different port, and I guess the port's going to be closer to your area north, and that's how he's going to actually get the stuff sent to him on the East Coast, so he can go through and then redistribute it out to us and stuff like that. Because
I was hoping by Christmas, but
it was delayed long enough, so he's hoping that by paying the extra to get that shipping that particular freight delivered, not to this big bottleneck over here. That's how he's gonna get the stuff to us or something like that. He was telling Retro Blasting. So that's something to look forward to, because I don't know. I ordered the ALA wave. They just sent me a notice, Hasbro, today that it's now pushed to late December or something like that. So the ship thing is like really throwing everything back. So who knows? Some of these things you may not get until January, February. You just don't know anymore. But it's weird because it's like certain things have trickled in. It's like, how did that get here? And that can't get here. And they're, but I guess what it comes down to is that they have put the shipping crates on different ships just in case something were to happen. They're not going to put them all on one, and that ship goes down, and they lose all those things. So I guess they've spread them out, and by spreading them out, it makes it random when that freight comes in and they get that crate open. That's I guess that's how it's getting so random, because it's random how you're seeing stuff pop up. It really is. It's bizarre. Because they had like the What If wave or something like that. That wasn't supposed to come out before the Eternals wave, but it came out before the Eternals wave. Then the Eternals. It's just weird how they're all trickling out.
It seems like everything, like 3 waves are coming at once. Like we're getting hit all at once with stuff.
Yeah.
With the What If wave, the Eternals, and then the Spider-Man, and
it's random, but it's random because they're not getting like full assortment. So you may get it in your area that freight may go out there, but you might not get it
other stores too.
Exactly.
I've just gotten used to waiting anyway. I'm still waiting for the Age of Apocalypse, second wave to come in at Big Bad Toy Store.
It's which, like I said, I would say I order from them the most, even though people give them a bad name because you have to wait, and I agree, you do have to wait on them. But usually when they get it, they're very reliable to getting it to you.
But it's also easy to double dip and order from them as a backup. And if somebody else gets it sooner, you can always just cancel your BBTS order, no harm, no foul. So
very true. That's very true. Now, how do you jump into your Mezcos? Do you get in when they do the announcements and it's like, okay, we're throwing this out, like jump into it now, or do you kind of wait and then get it?
No, you have to. So certain releases, they'll call them exclusive, but then after the pre-order period ends, then they'll show up on BBTS for like $20 or $30 more. So like the Crow, that one actually hasn't released yet. So I don't know what that Crow figure was in the cover, but I agree that was a great image. But the Crow figure doesn't come out until next year, and that was up for pre-order for like $100, and now it's on BBTS for like $130. But that was because it was an exclusive. So that just means that BBTS probably isn't getting as good of a deal and is having to buy them, at retail and then mark them up more, but whatever. But yeah, the only way to get the Rumble Society, figures, the exclusive ones, is to know exactly when they're doing the drop. And to be logged in, the moment that they go up. Because some of them, sell out in a half an hour. Some of them stay up for a couple hours. Every once in a while, there's a figure that'll last 2 days. But sometimes, I think they're starting to make more. But some of them are much more limited. And you've got to be there at 10:30 a.m. for me. And be quick in checking out.
Oh man! Now, one final question, because you love X-Men and you really represent them good, and everybody asks everybody this: Did you order a Sentinel?
Yeah, I'm still waiting. This is going on 7 weeks now, I think, since my shipping label was generated. Hasbro sent me an email last week saying, "Sorry, your Sentinel's been delayed because of COVID."
Yep.
It's like, well, everybody else has one. Why is mine delayed because of COVID?
That's the same thing I said. I was like, what is this? It's like, so now I'm like, was it December, January? What's? I have
well, they didn't even give me an estimate.
No, I know they didn't say either, but if they,
one of my local buddies here who I ordered 3, he also ordered 3. But the day after he got that email, one of his 3 shipped. So it would be really nice if they just sent me one of them, because I had planned to, sell the other 2. So I really only need one of the 3 right now.
That's weird.
But yeah, it's a little frustrating. But
he just randomly got the one, just showed up.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's nice though. It's like, well, we can't send you all 3, but here's one to tide you over.
Right. Now, I guess now that springboards me into the final question. So did you back Galactus, or you don't really care because
No, I did. Yeah, I'm not a huge Fantastic Four fan, and I waited until the last possible second, the day of, the last day. A couple hours before it ended, I finally backed it. I was, waiting for him to unlock the rest of the bonus stuff and get Frankie Ray, Nova. And so it's like, once they finally got through the last tier, I was like, all right, fine.
That's fair. That's fair. Although I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like with the Sentinel, we're getting more bang for our buck, if that makes any sense. It just seems like we're getting more stuff. I don't know. It just seems more. Like I'm excited for Galactus because I do follow the Fantastic Four pretty heavily. But we'll see. I guess we'll see how it turns out. No, I don't know.
Well, and worst case, I'll use it in a handful of photos and then I'll sell it.
Right. Now, I said I was on final question, but now thinking back, what Transformer things did you get a Unicron? Are you getting the new Saber Victory?
Yeah, not interested in the Victory Saber, the Star Saber, Leo, whatever the hell it is, because I know nothing about that. For me, Transformers was 1984.
G1.
Yeah. So, and that's actually why I was really surprised that I got hit so hard by Transformers. A lot of the other nostalgia stuff I understand, but Transformers was a very, very short period of my childhood. But when I got into Transformers, I bought an Optimus Prime, and then I got a Bumblebee, and then the next thing I've got 50 of them, and they're taking over my living room. So I did get a Unicron. I actually ordered 3, sold the other 2, sold one of them to a local buddy. Cool. Fairly good deals. I made a good profit on them. The 2 of those, paid for the 3rd one, but it's still in the box down in the basement because I don't really have room for it. I would love to use it as a prop for a couple of photos and then probably sell it because I don't really need a Unicron. It's cool, but it's a luxury item.
Right. Well, Blitz he's heavy into. You're heavy into Star Wars. Do you like? Is Star Wars something on your radar, or are you just kind of like?
No, Star Wars is the collection that is being neglected because I have too much other stuff. I've been in Black Series since the beginning, but when you asked me what I collected, I didn't mention them because right now I only have like a dozen figures out on the fireplace mantle.
Right.
All of my old figures from our old house are in shoe boxes. And then like every figure that has come out for the last 3 years is still in the package. I have cases of Star Wars Black Series in the basement because I just don't have room for them in my collection or in my photography schedule. But there's a small part of me that would like to sell every single other figure and just shoot Star Wars. I'm not going to, but there's there's a part of me that that could do that. I am a Star Wars fan. I just don't have room for them.
Right. Wow, that's a nice thing, man. That would be something crazy. I like to see someone like look at their look over their collection and go, I'm just gonna stick straight to this. That's rare to find. Most of us like dabble into all sorts of different lines. I know Green, you specialize in a lot of Power Rangers, but you dabble in other stuff too. I think it's hard.
I have my main one, but I'm
single out
pretty much everywhere.
But as far as lines go, I think Star Wars is one of those ones that, like, if there's going to be people that's like all they do, then that's going to be the one.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got the coverage. The coverage is there with Star Wars.
Yeah, if I had to choose, like if somebody told me I had to pick a line that I wanted to shoot for like the rest of my life or whatever, it would definitely be Star Wars. So.
Yeah. It's that would be it, man.
I feel like it's just so many more different opportunities and different photos you can get into with Black Series or Star Wars in general than what you could do with maybe Marvel Legends or even the Power Ranger lines. It's just, I wouldn't say those are limited, but the options are endless with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Very diverse.
Yeah, it's coverage. They've got, they pretty much have, if they haven't got the character release, it's coming. And then you're able to really universe build and put together some nice like shots of all those characters. So that's good. Well, I guess we'll wind down here in a second, but Neptune, thanks, man. Like, I don't even know how to put it in words, but this dude, like, so gracious for you to come on here with us.
Thanks for making me talk to people.
Well, hey, it could be like one of those things where you're like, people that don't watch their movies. Like, you may never watch this YouTube recording again. I don't want to watch myself or something like that. That could be one of those.
No, but it was a lot easier than I thought it would be. So maybe it won't be the last time that I do.
That's nice to hear. That's nice to hear. We don't,
well, to let you know, we have another show. So
exactly. Yeah, we definitely, man. Yeah, it's nice. That's nice to hear. It's just, thanks so much, man. It's like, again, you're a beacon to the toy community.
Thank you.
You knock out your shots. You're always killing the shots, without a doubt. You bring people together. It's cool, man. Like that's what toy community needs more of that. We need as much of that as possible because this community is designed around us collecting toys, man. It should be super fun, and it should always be super fun.
Yeah, that's the point.
That is the point, man. And so, just thank you so much for coming on and gracing us and being here and giving us a little history and just being cool, man. We appreciate it. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And because like in the chats are just messaging you like, dude, you were extremely outgoing. So it's just like that's why he was like, I don't know about coming on. I was like, what? I was like, is there someone got his phone and they're messaging me or something?
You know what it is? Chatting without seeing the person is a lot easier than having to be on a live. Like when you guys first had me on the live, I was like, what do I do? It's different.
That's why you wear a mask.
It is.
You do a Batman. You're behind the mask. you know.
Well, it's too
So
late
I-
to do a mask. I'll just stick with my hats.
That's true. Well,
Yeah.
I do it because of my work, but yeah, I thought I was talking to two different people, but I'm so glad you came on, man, and you know, had a good time with us, man. This has been fun, and you know, thank you. So and as Blitz says, we may ring you again down the road, and if you're ready. And,
All right.
jump
Yeah,
on.
sounds good. I'll be up for it.
Thank you.
My computer's about to shut down though, so
Oh, thank you. Man.
this is
Oh,
good
thank you.
timing for us to be winding down.
Oh, yeah.
Battery is
Yeah.
And thanks
low.
everybody in the chat. Thank you guys, everybody, for showing up, being in here. This is our first Pic Bar
number one.
YouTube. So you know, it went really smooth. You know, it was good, and we're excited for the people who won the props. So that's gonna be cool. And yeah, it's exciting things, man. We're gonna see each other on Instagram here, and so that's what we'll do, man. It's gonna be fun. But thank you again, Neptune Bastard. Go check his
Yes, thank you
page.
so much.
Go like him.
Off to
go
shoot
follow him,
that
do what's
that
going on.
shot for Tech's competition.
Yes. Hey,
Waiting until the last minute.
yes, but it's gonna be fun. I know you're gonna kill it, man. So thank you so much. Appreciate
All right.
it. And thank you everyone for being here. And we'll see you next Wednesday with more appreciation of picks and keeping it going. So thanks everyone.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Good night, guys.
Good night. Let's put everyone here.